Liverpool, Liverpool FC. Up the pole and all that.
Don't know why, but welcome on in, folks.
Get it in my head.
Another entertainment news here on a Monday night here in the UK. Just like to thank you once again for joining us here on our YouTube channel.
I don't even support Liverpool.
And of course our Twitch stream and of course our Spotify podcast. Thank you for watching and listening. And yeah, I'm one of your co-hosts, Stephen John McLaughlin, our other co-host, the big Liverpool fan, John C. Walsh.
I'm an Arsenal man. But funnily enough, I was getting compared to Nat Phillips a hell of a lot about a year and a half ago, and he was much slimmer.
Right, yeah.
And I had a beard, and now he plays for Celtic. So
coincidence.
someone that looks like me now playing for Celtic.
That's Joe incidence with a C. Yeah.
Yes, Nat Phillips.
Anyway,
his father played for Rangers.
That was a little Friends reference there, but
yes.
Yeah, Shah Rukh Khan we're going to be talking about just for a change. I'm just going to talk about Jawan for a change. I've not spoke about it in 3 days, so John.
And I spoke about it in my solo show as well.
Listen, it's not because the news is quiet, but it's not a case I will just do this instead. This is interesting. We used to do box office on Monday, John, and we can talk about the other films that are in the box office within the article as well.
I discovered that Shah Rukh's got a daughter and a son. Son's got a bit of controversy. Daughter is fucking tremendous.
Splendid
looks,
and tremendous.
but I actually have to search her up and see if she's. No, I mean she might be underage, and that just comes across tasty.
You can do that, John. While I read this.
I don't actually know. I just seen her.
Good news.
Fucking hell.
It's
23.
Yeah. John.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
But she is good looking.
Yeah.
To be fair to
you. Shah Rukh Khan starring blockbuster Jawan scored.
You'd expect that from his father.
$62.7 million worldwide weekend, making it the second highest grossing film in the world after The Nun 2, which grossed $85.3 million, according to provisional numbers released by ComScore. The Equalizer 3 starring Denzel Washington was third with 23.6, bit of a drop there, $23.6 million according to ComScore.
Scored $85.3 million worldwide.
Yeah. Jawan
but
features...
these people fucking, I can't grasp that. I was going to say something there and I refrain from it. Jawan gets in trouble.
Featuring Khan in a dual role as father and son who set out to rectify corruption in Indian society. Opened on September 7th and shattered the star's own Bollywood opening day record, which we will talk about in our next topic, John. Its Hindi language version grossed $9.4 million in India, with a further $1.3 million from Tamil and Telugu language dubbed versions. According to data from producer Red Chillies Entertainment, Khan's Pathan, which released in January, was the previous record holder for a Hindi language film, grossing $8.32 million in India.
Down boundaries there.
Yeah, and a further $4.5 million in overseas territories on its first day in cinemas for a worldwide gross total of $12.7 million. John, we kind of expected this to do well, but I think...
I mean, that's massive, Stephen.
It's absolutely...
That is blowing the worldwide gross of Pathan out of the water.
Yeah.
By, what is that, 6 times? 5 times as much? That's quite a significant... Quite a significant amount. I don't know what's happening here. I don't know why the web capture's not working, because I set it up. I can tell you that right now. I set it up.
Is this a web capture? Yeah.
Yes, a web capture, yes. It's here now.
Yeah.
Just so we're on the screen and we've got something behind us, you know.
Yeah.
But it's very impressive, Stephen. It's very impressive box office numbers. I'd love to have known the projected numbers prior to the opening weekend, just to get a sense of how it's performed against them.
Yeah.
But certainly... For a foreign language, and I know it's not foreign language for maybe the majority of people watching this channel and indeed watching this video, but for us it's a foreign language film. For that to come in at number 2 in the worldwide box office after its opening weekend, it shows you once again, we spoke about this last week, the draw of Shah Rukh Khan.
That is, yeah.
This sort of reach of the guy, his influence, his sphere of influence, if you like. He's single-handedly brought this film to number 2 in the worldwide box office.
Johnny,
it's astonishingly
this
good.
May sound silly for anyone watching from India, but see a name like Shah Rukh Khan, it rolls off the tongue here in the Western sphere, whereas the likes of Rajinikanth, as much as we like Rajinikanth, it's a harder name to remember, it's a harder name to pronounce and pull off. We can because we've watched these films, but John, Jawan is the 4th highest grossing Indian film of the year so far, behind Pathan, which had $130 million. Sunny Deol's Gadar 2 $81 million, and Rajinikanth's Jailer $76.6 million. You'll have to watch more Rajinikanth.
Yeah, he's great. I do like Rajinikanth, to be fair.
But with no major release scheduled for the near future, Jawan looks set to retain its momentum in India, which is good news as well.
No, it's good if you're a fan of SRK. If you're a hater,
that also has a knock-on effect as well. If the longer it's in Indian cinema, the longer we will get it here as well in the UK. I hope.
Stephen, I spoke last week. It would have been Wednesday, and I says I'll take the reviews into account.
Yeah.
And then I'll make a decision on whether I want to go and see this movie in the theatres, because we've not seen an actual movie. I'm going to bring this up, and I've got Shah Rukh Khan's
an actual movie.
I have to stress, I've got Shah Rukh Khan's daughter up just now. I was talking about her just for context. It's not. I mean,
it's not my PC.
It's a bit fucking weird when you flick on it and it's just images of his daughter. I was just trying to figure out what her actual age was before I went down a rabbit hole. Thankfully, it's okay. Jawan, Rotten Tomatoes. And I have to say, the actual reviews, last time I checked anyway, are very positive. 17 votes from the critiques.
Yeah.
The critics, I can never say that. 20 now, 95%. And the audience, 89%. So that is very good feedback from both the audience and the critics. I don't know why I struggle to say that word, but I always do. I always want to say critiques, but that's you're critiquing something, just a critic. A critic. I'll just keep saying it until critic. So with that in mind, I actually think I'm going to go and watch it in the theatres. I genuinely do, because I've seen Patan and I really enjoyed Patan. Yep. And this is, by all accounts, a kind of similar movie. It's action based, maybe a little bit more complex because it's featuring multiple iterations. I think they alluded to it, father and son performance from Shah Rukh. And you've got the cameo from Talapathy Vijay, and you've also got Vijay Sethupathi, one of my favourite Indian actors in the movie. So all of the sort of core components are there. Brilliant director. I think it's your man, isn't it? Blank on his name, I always do this. Anurag Ravichandra, it's doing the score as well. So all of the components are there for this movie, and we've seen Patan with Shah Rukh. We know how charismatic he is, we know how great an actor he is in this genre. So I don't see any reason why I wouldn't go and see this in a theatre. And I regretted not seeing Patan.
Yeah, I know, John.
But we were trying to obviously do content for the channel, and it kind of backfired, didn't it? Really,
we did, because we were very lucky to actually get a trailer reaction as well, because we were that engrossed in obviously what we were doing at the time with watch-alongs, John. I can see some of the ones we've already read, Mike Miguel, etc. But I mean,
I'm not going to read them again.
John, we did have a comment. I was trying to look for it there. We had a comment on the channel for one of either our clips or one of our main shows.
Yeah, we did. It was I think it was my show, Stephen.
And someone did mention, they went to see that. I think their kid,
daughter and son enjoyed it.
They really enjoyed it.
They didn't enjoy it so much.
Yeah, I think.
I'll read it. You want me to read it?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah,
it's Rajiv Gangal 542. Thanks for the comment, incidentally. I did ask in that video at the end of that stream, or that topic in the stream, for anyone who went to see the movie to pop a comment down to let us know how it was, because I like to get a sort of all-encompassing picture of a movie, not just the sweaty journalists giving their opinion. I like the average man and woman in the street to give their opinion. Their voice is every bit as important as those goons. And he said it's a very, I presume Rajiv's, I think it is a guy, I'm pretty sure it's a guy, it's a very, very average Masala movie, but in today's times it will be a big grosser. My 14-year-old son loved it, 20 plus daughter liked it, I'm 50, I didn't like it at all, too formulaic, too linear, some good fights, cash you'll immediately identify from Family Man, etc. So it's not going to be for everyone,
John,
Steve.
I get that though, because someone in their 50s is roughly my age, maybe 3 years off it, but John, I get that, because if you grew up with action films, regardless of where you are in the world, you'll grow up with that genre and you'll enjoy that genre to a point. And there comes a point where it does become a bit of a formula, and it's the same formula over and over again. Whereas, kids in their teens and their 20s that maybe not seen as many action films as obviously your man will get a buzz out of it. It'll be a new thing. But no, I think it's one of those films that's there's going to be something in there for everyone. I think most people like action sequences anyway, and they expect it in these type of films.
You see, with me, Stephen, though, and obviously with you, we actually started our journey into Indian cinema with, I think, Padmavat, Dangal, KGF, but then we did go down the rabbit hole of watching sort of Talapathy Vijay stuff, which is probably what they would term Masala movies, because I've looked it up. It's a blend of multiple genres. You've got romance, action, musical comedy elements in there, everything. And the actor leading it, in this case Joseph VG a lot of the times, sort of balancing all of that on his own shoulders. So we've watched a lot of movies of that ilk, and kind of, I mean, I don't know about you, but I quite enjoy it. It's something different from what we've got over here, where it's a different vibe from the movie. So that wouldn't put me off. If it's kind of balancing comedy, action, all this stuff, a little bit of romance in there, so long as it's done well. It's a specific type of movie, and it's got every bit as much relevance as, say, like a weighty human condition drama movie. So
it's finding that balance, John, because we have, as you said, we have seen other films where the genre jumps too much, and it can be quite jarring, and you're like, I don't know how to take this movie, because
to be fair, some of the telepathy movies, we were candid in our reviews. I think it was Sarkar, didn't resonate with us at all. I mean, it's not telepathy VG, he did a great job acting in it, but the movie was just all over the fucking place. It was just all over the place.
It was romantic comedy at the beginning, and then it kicked into an action, and I was like, I don't really know how to feel
he's
about
in
this film.
A sort of junket, giving political views and getting hit with tomatoes, then he's won them over. Then he's wiping people out in a fucking building. It's like, I don't know what's going on here. But it's telepathy, so we'll let him away with it.
That's how we came to see, and that's who we got. So
that's who we got, to be fair, and we praised him. But with this, Stephen, with this one, I feel like Shah Rukh Khan's experienced and been around the block enough times to know not to get yourself into something that's too silly. I think he'll get the balance just right, and he's working with brilliant actors, as I says. Vijay Sethupathi, Deepika Padukone's coming in a cameo. He's got some big names in there. I think I'll enjoy it. I actually do. I think I will enjoy it. Sin's commented, gonna go see this tomorrow. That's what I'm talking about, Sin. You're from the United States. It's getting sort of widespread recognition. People are aware of it. I don't know. I mean, you're obviously into films, so you're not maybe a reflection of the average person in the street going into a theatre. People who are into films will know a little bit more, but still it shows you the reach this movie's getting. It's fucking right up there. And Stephen, I genuinely believe, I don't want to play down like 50 years of Indian cinema and certainly the north of India's work. I think that SS Rajamouli with Triple R and the effect that had on Western countries and people,
for the current generations, John, I would say,
seeing it and understanding that there's some brilliant stuff coming out of India. I've said this time and again, the movies, the TV shows we've been watching, unbelievable, right up there with the great Korean stuff we've watched, and it just doesn't seem to get the same recognition for some reason. But I think it's changing now. And this may be the
one
first
to open that door, John, and you're absolutely right. I mean, there'll be films in the past that probably did similar effect on Western society. I think it is a generation thing. You know, in this generation's, it's Triple R, I think, and it's opened it up. Well, I mean, Shah Rukh Khan is a household name anyway, John. So it's very easy. It's very easy to sell a film with his name attached to it than not attached to it. So
that's what
anywhere in the world, you know. And I think, you know, if this film's not got him in it and it's just an average actor, I don't think the Western world would take as much notice. Sadly, that's just the fact of the matter. I think his name attached to the project is what's probably sort of raised its profile.
This guy, he's so young.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
So young.
Yeah,
so baby-faced.
He's 32.
He looks younger, Stephen. Yeah. But I don't know if Trisha told you what happened to me as well, just going off on a little tangent. Just because he's about the same age as me, he's a year younger. I think he turns 33 this year, if he's not already. In 1990, he's about to turn 33, so he's a year younger. I'm not as baby-faced as Anirudh, I have to stress. He's got a full head of hair and that makes a big difference. But I did get ID'd for beer 2 days ago. So that means that I looked under 25 to someone. I'm 34. So,
yeah,
I'm doing all right. I took the hat off and I says to him, look at my hair, mate. Look at my head.
What did they say?
He says, yeah, you've got a point, that's 2 years off you. I'm like, thank you. Can I get my beer now and go?
Paid you a compliment then.
Fucker. No, I says to him, mate, I'm 34, come on. I was born in fucking February 1989. Come on.
What beer was it?
It was Francis Canner. 2 Francis Canners. And I'm getting ID'd. That's the second time in a year I've been ID'd.
Well,
it happens more when you shave the beard off. When I let the beard grow out, I look about 40.
Yeah.
But yeah, I digress, Steve. I'm talking about Anirudh Ravichandra. All the components are there for this movie, man. And I'm just so glad to see names that we've been watching from the south of India. Vijay Sethupathi, Anirudh, starting to make their way up
Yeah.
and become more pan-Indian in their reach and in their sort of creative output. It's great to see. I don't know if Annie Rudd's done previous movies for Up North. I'm only aware of him through his sort of works with Telepathy, Beast, Leo, obviously Vikram. I think that was Lokesh Kanagaraj as well.
Yeah.
Because it's part of his universe with Kaifi.
Yep.
I've only been aware of him in the south of India. So to see him now starting to work his way up, not that he's working his way up in the north of India is better. I want to stress this.
Yeah.
His influence is growing. It's great to see.
You talk about Vikram as well, John, and I'm surprised this film's not been on a streaming platform yet here in the UK. I can't believe this film came out a year ago and it's still not reached any streaming platforms. It's not been on Prime, it's not been on Netflix, nothing. And it wasn't in the cinemas here.
That does remain a problem though with certain studios in India, Steve, and that they do seem to, I don't know if it's a reluctance or just a flat out refusal to share their content, but we've seen it with TVF as well. Some of their TV shows and some of the other Indian TV shows, you just can't get them in Western streaming services. No. And there doesn't seem to be a desire to push it to the streaming service, which is disappointing because we've watched a lot of the content that's very good. And they're only letting themselves down, really. You could be garnering new fans and a new audience. Since the main actor is the primary reason I decided to go watch this film, so I'm in Pathan last year.
Yeah.
I liked John Abrams in Pathan as well. I thought he was a brilliant villain.
He was a good villain. Complex, John. Conniving. Probably, for most of the film, 2 steps ahead of...
he was right to the end until he decided to make a stupid move and take the detonation.
Yeah, and the
detonator
sort of
thing.
Cliff edge thing, the sort of...
Come and take it off
was
me.
a cabin, wasn't it, they were fighting in? It was strange. It was a strange... I get they've got to wrap up a film, but it just felt a bit rushed at the very end.
Come and take it from me. Why would you want to do that?
Yeah.
Why would you not just keep it in a safe place while you beat the shit out of each other? Doesn't make any sense.
John, it does say there, Jawan could not beat the IMAX format record set by Pathan with $2.4 million of worldwide IMAX box office. Jawan became the format's second best global opening weekend for an Indian title after Pathan. Within India, Jawan earned $820,000 from 26 screens, IMAX's second best opening weekend ever in the market for an Indian title, and its 5th best opening weekend for any title. In North America, Jawan scored $1.1 million of IMAX box office money, which is market's third best opening weekend for an Indian film. So there you are.
I'm going to check, Stephen, quickly and see if it's actually available in IMAX here. I'd be intrigued to see if they're actually showing it IMAX.
I'm going to say probably not, but I would love it to be.
No, it doesn't look like it, does it?
Ignorance. Shame that. Shame that. IMAX. Oh, wait a minute. Did I see that? IMAX?
Oh, I'll check it very quickly.
Yeah,
well, we're here. We might as well.
IMAX. Might have been IMAX 2D, maybe?
Nah, Oppenheimer, The Nun. The Nun 2. Yeah. Honestly. The Nun 2. Just dreadful. Why has that movie even been released?
That's in 2D. Two
fucking
showings.
Shocking.
One at 420 and one at 820.
Shocking, man. Why has The Nun been... The Nun 2 had a sequel, or The Nun had a sequel.
Yeah.
Why does that movie exist? Why has it been shown in IMAX? The first Nun movie was dreadful. Absolutely god-awful. The only bit that made me feel uncomfortable was when the Mother Superior had the neck crack. There was like a crack where she was lying or sitting in this chair and her neck cracked.
Mother Superior jumped the gun.
Made me a little bit uncomfortable because I hate that sort of cracking. It put me in mind of Train to Busan when the deer at the start cracks.
Yeah.
That gives me the creeps, that bone
cracking
shit.
I think they do that sound effect in Shaun of the Dead as well.
Yeah.
Most zombie films probably, actually.
But this film was dreadful.
Yeah.
That's getting shown in IMAX. Come on.
John, I think it's a strange time of the year as well, this, because I saw there as well, My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3's out. I mean, I didn't think they had a trilogy. Is
that the one with Russell Brand?
No, it's the one with...
I can't think about a totally different thing.
Get him to the Greek, you're
thinking. Yeah, to the Greek.
It's the one with Corbett, John Corbett. I can't remember.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
He's one of the sort of Sex and the City.
That's why I don't know who he is. I can't be arsed with that shit.
But John, the first film came out in 2002, what I say? It was early 2000s. John Corbett.
Jesus Christ, I don't know who that guy is.
Yeah.
Ever heard of him?
He's been married to Bo Derek. But yeah.
What was she last in?
I don't know.
1989.
I remember Tommy Boy. She was in that.
God, yeah, Tommy Boy, yeah.
John, that'd be a great film to react to.
Stephen, man. Stephen, I'm telling you, I was watching again his interview with Paul McCartney. Obviously, it's scripted, there's no way
Do you remember the time when you
were in the Beatles? When you were in the Beatles?
Paul McCartney did a great job of keeping a straight face. You could tell he was just what he laughed.
Oh, man, he was brilliant. What a guy. What a guy. Absolute tragic figure.
Yeah.
What happened to him, but that's the pitfalls of fame.
I loved Tommy Boy. I thought it was fantastic.
Fat guy
really,
in a little
really
coat.
Funny,
A
really
big guy in a
man.
little coat. I think it was fat guy.
Big
guy.
Yeah. Your man's in that. I don't know if he's came back for the third film. Your man had played Joey's twin, Carl. He looked nothing like him.
Where is
There
he?
he is.
Joey? From Friends?
Yeah. Do you not remember he came in and they took a couple of cans?
He kind of does there, though.
A couple of cans of soda out of Monica and Chandler's fridge, pretending to be Joey to try and trick them. He looks nothing like him.
He does a little bit there, to be fair.
How you doing? He says, how you doing? And Joey comes in and goes, it's not that, it's how you doing.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love Joey.
Louis Mandela, yeah.
I need to get back and watch. I need to get back and watch Friends, Stephen. I think I'm getting to the point now where a lot of it's now a little bit hazy.
Yeah, you should.
And it's the perfect time to get back and brush up on it because it was a wondrous TV show.
It was, John. It was a big part
I watched
of
it back in the day when it was out, but it was all very haphazard.
Yeah.
It was like reruns and shit like that. Then you had the fresh stuff coming out. It wasn't until actually, was it you and they gave me the box office?
I think it was Trisha.
Or did I just buy the box office? I can't recall.
Box set.
Box set. I'm box office in the brain.
Yeah.
Jawan, box office.
I think so.
How did we get to Friends?
Did you get it? I can't remember.
No, I think I took it from you. I think I borrowed it.
Yeah.
Then it went on to Netflix and all that, and that became irrelevant.
It's still there, yeah.
I first saw John Abraham in Attack Part 1 last year. I really enjoyed that one as well. I don't know what that is, son. No. I'm not going to lie. Attack Part 1. But he's a very Frank Grillo kind of character.
Yeah.
He's an action guy.
Yeah.
And he does it well. He knows.
Who's the other one who say Frank Grillo? The other one? There's another one, isn't there?
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
I know who you're talking about. Sean Atkins.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Scott Atkins.
Yeah. Yeah. I know you're talking about though. Yeah.
Oh, it's the Atkins that brought me back to a fucking moment, an infamous moment when we were doing recordings.
Prakash Raj.
So is that another Indian release? I think you've probably watched more Indian films than we have in the last year. That's incredible. Was that good? Would you recommend it, man? Abraham is brilliant. I do like John Abraham. Prakash Raj, he played Berlin, didn't he? Did he play Berlin? I always get him mixed up. He was in one of them. He was in at least one of the films we watched. I think he was Berlin in Super Deluxe. Was he? Now I've got myself. I don't know.
Chapter 2.
I've got myself down.
He was in KGF.
He was in it. He was in KGF Chapter 2 for sure.
Yeah.
It was the other guy that played fucking Berlin. I always get him mixed up with the other guy. Super Deluxe. This is a complete tangent fest here, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Berlin, where are we? Because he was a little weed. No, it was bag of a pair of mouth. Doesn't look like him
it's the eyes though, John. He's got similar eyes.
Yeah, they both look like Marty Feldman, which means they're like long lost relatives of me. Bulging eyes. I was looking, someone commented on a Family Man video. It just put a timestamp. I clicked on it and watched it. Nothing happened. I'm like, okay, I don't know what the fuck that means.
Okay.
But I looked at my eye and I was like, wow. I had the cheek to go in front of a camera.
I don't remember that, John.
I was like that. My eye was just gone. That was a joke. And I was going in front of the camera like that. And I over-trimmed my beard. Or shaved my beard at one point. And I was slashed. I looked like the fucking Joker. And my eye was bulging. And I was about 10 and a half stone. I was like a fucking skeleton.
Those missing episodes of Hawkeye.
They will never get back up.
That's a shame. Because it was really good. It was doing well.
They're still there, but they're not getting back up. That's for damn sure.
Maybe
I'm now 13 stone.
Price put on them. Yeah. We'll put a price on them. Stick them on Patreon.
You'll need to pay a fucking huge amount. More than £1, that's for sure.
We're going to stay on Shah Rukh Khan, John, and we're going to obviously talk about his success now, more of a personal thing rather than just talk about Jawan itself. In terms of how, obviously he's became the first Indian actor, or first actor in Indian film to score, 2 big, massive box
I had me
offices
doubt
in the 1
myself there,
year.
Stephen, because I put a question mark to break another film record. It's set to become, but you say it's to become. I'm like, shit, I put a question mark in again. I'm turning into a Californian fucker with an upward inflection.
Yeah, so,
SRK set to break another Indian film record.
or Australian, they do it as well. Shah Rukh Khan's film Jawan is running rampage at the box office. The film, which hit the big screen on Thursday, has already rewritten several records at the box office, including the highest opening day collection for a Hindi film. It isn't just the action flick, but also the superstar who is registering his name in the record books. According to the report, Shah Rukh Khan is now all set to become the first Indian actor to earn 2 1,000 crore movies in the same year. Jawan, which is currently powering its way to the 500 crore mark in its first week, and is tipped to cross rupees, 1,000 crore at the box office, making it the actor's second film to cross the milestone. He earned his first 1,000 crore film in January 2023 when his movie Pathan crossed the milestone. I'll not read any more, John, because
again, Stephen, that just once again shows you the influence of the guy.
Yeah,
it shows you the power of going away, taking a break, and then coming back. People miss what they've not had.
Yeah.
And also that 4-year hiatus, he comes back from the wilderness, rebuffed, and he releases 2 movies and breaks milestones.
Yeah,
breaks records. And it just shows you, man, that the guy is appreciated. People do respect him. They've missed him, and now they're coming out and backing him.
John, I can't think of any other actor that could happen to. And I'm even including, if Cin's still in here, she might not be happy with what I'm about to say. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger came back after his stint in politics to do Terminator 3, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. But there was a break. There was this
break. I think it may have been after.
And
maybe.
It was great to see him back. You know, obviously the film wasn't as good as we hoped it would be.
When did Terminator 3 come out?
2003.
Might be because he was the governor under Bush.
There was anticipation for him coming back, and we all went to the theatres because it was a great return for him. But I don't think Arnold could do that now. I don't think he could take that break now. Whereas at the SRK, I know there's obviously a massive age gap between both of them as well. But in terms of obviously in comparisons, I can't think of many actors that could do that.
I can't think of many actors that take 4-year breaks in Western terms.
Yeah.
There's not many. I mean, you had Daniel Day-Lewis would pick and choose his movies.
Yeah, well,
and
maybe,
go 4 or 5 years.
Day-Lewis,
But he was, I don't think his movies made that kind of money.
No.
They were just Oscar buzz, because it was a performance. I don't think there were big performing movies in box office terms. Can't think of any other examples.
I think in terms of Daniel Day-Lewis as well, was more of an actor than a superstar.
Yeah, he was
as
fucking like GOAT status.
Yeah, so in terms of that, but I can't think of many. I can't think of any. And you're right, John, I don't think there's many in the Western world who would take the risk of taking a 4-year break. It's a long time. That's a long time in Western.
You can't take the risk of being out the fucking limelight for 5 days.
I'm thinking of Leonardo DiCaprio, likes of that.
I was thinking of McConaughey and DiCaprio because I was watching the US Open final last night and they were both there.
Yep.
And McConaughey somehow managed to get into a hug with Djokovic after he won.
Yeah.
He was sitting above his team and his wife and son ended up hugging and cheering and celebrating with Djokovic. I'm like, what the fuck's happening here?
I think in terms of SRK, John, it kind of suggests to me that this hiatus he went on was well sort of planned by him, that he knew that he needed to step away to make a comeback and obviously readdress his sort of position in Indian cinema. And I think it's worked. I think Pathan was a very safe action film, but one that will draw the crowds in because it's a return of the actor that they've not seen in 4.5 years or so. This one, I would suspect, is a little more risky, but not much. Not much. It looks like not a complex storyline or anything like that, just judging on what we've read in our previous article, John, in our previous topic.
But it's more complex than Pathan, which is just a straight-cut revenge sort of thing with political elements in there. What does it mean to serve the country? What does the country do for people? Yeah. Sometimes you just throw them away like waste. They don't do enough. And how that impacts and that can foster sort of resentment and obviously
definitely
buff terrorism and stuff like that. With Jawan, it does look a little bit more complex, just a little bit more. I'm not suggesting it's like some unbelievable complex. You need a fucking, I don't know, chart on the wall to find out what's happening, like you would with, say, like a Nolan movie at times. A chart on the wall to fucking understand the dialogue at times. Yeah, Shyamalan, yeah. But I certainly think it's more complex. I'm just looking at the ratings, and right now, Jawan's significantly higher rated than Patan, certainly on IMDb, significantly.
Yeah.
So it does look like a vastly better movie in terms of the audience's opinion anyway.
Yeah.
Even the Google, I never really look at Google users, but they are rating it higher as well. So across the board, the critical response, the fan response.
Who was the director for Patan?
Patan, it was Cedar Fernand, and its budget was 2.25 billion Indian rupee. So, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of glad about that. I says I'm glad because it's been distributed by Yash, but they're a bit arsehole-ish, that company. I heard the studio.
I'm kind of not regretting what I said, John, in terms of SRK's pool and stuff like that, because you've got to give some credit to, obviously, Attlee as well.
Yeah.
And his reputation and his style of film, you know, and the supporting cast as well. But I just think, you know, that he's planned this. I think it is a strategy by SRK when he is making his return. He's not going to get into anything too drama-driven, you know, and people could be bored of it, you know, and it sets him back even further. I think he's done it right. I think that 4.5 years hiatus, coming back into a balls-to-the-wall action film, which I really enjoyed.
I did, I liked it.
I really enjoyed Patan. It was a great action sequences and good villain as well. Good villain.
I liked the score as well.
And the music numbers was fantastic as well.
Set pieces were unbelievable. The chase sequence down the sort of promenade was incredible.
Is there musical numbers in this film?
And Jawan.
Did we react to?
Oh, there's definitely a song and dance, because I looked up images and he's got a red suit on, and it's like girls in like creamy green suits behind him. Okay. So there's definitely dance numbers.
Yeah.
I'd imagine, I don't want to like pigeonhole Deepika Padukone into like a dancing role, but I mean, she was in one of the more memorable moments in Patan in that sense, sort of dance number and like the swimsuit and stuff like
Down
that.
Down at the water,
yeah. That was a big dance sequence that goes into an action sequence thereafter.
Was that filmed in Spain or something like that?
I think it was, yeah. It was the Med, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? The Spain is kind of the Med, It is. The bottom half, Andalusia. So yeah, I think it was. But I don't know what I was trying to search up there, but I mean, you look at Patan, I've seen the numbers there. It's nearly doubled its box office. It was a 650 odd crore box office. I think that's a budget. Is that right? Budget? I don't know. I've lost the plot. Though the budget was 225 crore, it crossed over 1,000 crores. More than made a profit, Patan. Massively, wildly successful movie. And you see there, I mean, the budget, $28 million is 225. So you got times that by 4. You basically get the actual box office. So you're looking somewhere in the region of 120 odd million. 115, $120 million. That's fucking very decent numbers, man.
Yeah.
When you account for, we spoke about it the other day, Steve, the sort of currency conversion, India to US dollars, rupees to dollars, I mean, that is a massive amount of money to be grossing. Yeah. And they're saying that Jawan is in course to gross over that mark again. So I don't know the budget of Jawan. I'd love to know it. But it's making massive money, and I'm glad for SRK. Budget 300, slightly more. But still, massive profit.
Yeah.
Man is a box office gold sort of, I don't know, magnet. Can't think of a good saying.
I think so.
His box office gold.
Again, John, there's not many like him that can do that. There's not many that can come back and do two films, or one film, let alone two. I think in space of 6 months.
I mean, it says it was the first, wasn't it? Do 1,000. Was it his first?
Yeah.
Certainly the first to do 1,000 crore movies back to back. So again, it just speaks for this guy's pool and how much people have missed him. And he's doing good business down south as well. But I think a large part of that will be Talapathy Vijay Sethupathi. Obviously, again, I'm fucking Anirudh being involved there. Big southern sort of Indian
but that's been a clever
figures.
move, I think, John, from the studio to bring these guys in, because they know that there is an audience there. They know that they will bring in the numbers. They will put bums on seats. As small as the roles may be, you know, I think it's a great opening to do further films, and perhaps maybe we'll see Joseph VJ in a more prominent role.
Steve, we spoke about it, but
in the future. I don't know if he wants to do
just
that.
Don't understand the sort of tribalism around different industries and regions in India. Why there's not more collaboration between Bollywood, Collywood, Tollywood. They all seem to be quite vicious with each other, and they're remaking the movies 2 years later with their regional dialect instead of just appreciating the original, releasing it with subtitles, closed captions if necessary, and trying to promote all of the industries, make all of the movies they're putting out great instead of trying to better them and releasing an inferior version. Doesn't make much sense to me.
Yeah, if they all just came together, it could be bigger than Hollywood.
They absolutely could. I mean, there's fucking Stephen. India's
obviously India will see themselves as bigger than Hollywood. I don't mean that.
No, but I mean, Stephen, their economy is growing.
I think from our perspective, we would see that. You know,
economy's growing exponential. It's above Britain now. No, it shouldn't be hard. Britain's a fucking joke of a country, and run by clowns. Also, they've just landed on the moon, so India's trajectories like that, it's fucking going up. It's vertical. So the films have always, I mean, we've watched films from 30 years ago and they were always in storytelling wise of a very high standard. It's just now the visuals are really there, man. They're picking up and everybody's clocking onto it now.
Saw that in Triple R, John.
We did.
The animal scene.
Oh, Rajamouli in general, Stephen, these visuals are a joke. In the best possible way. Slow-mo, 120 frame shit is just unbelievable. And the CGI with the animals in Triple R was fucking ridiculous, to be frank. Never seen anything like it.
We're going to move on though, John, to some Western news. Our last topic, and it's something that's I think both of us, safe to say, both of us are looking forward to this.
I watched Hugh.
Yeah, it's all about obviously Hugh Jackman and his return to the MCU via Deadpool 3. Now he was speaking with Entertainment. The director.
Look at that suit.
Was speaking about Jackman, Sean Levy, with Entertainment Weekly, Deadpool 3 director that is, and he's speaking about
he was the guy who worked on Free Guy, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was a decent film. He was speaking about Jackson's possible MCU future after the film. According to Levy, he has no idea whether Jackman will continue as Wolverine after Deadpool 3's story is done, which is why he wanted to see the actor don Wolverine's iconic yellow costume from the comics in Deadpool 3, saying, "I don't know if this is our last shot at Wolverine on screen." This is what he said. The full
his Wolverine for sure.
Like the rest of the world, I've waited 2 decades to see Wolverine in a whole movie with Deadpool, and I don't know if this is our last shot at Wolverine on screen, so I was going to make a goddamned sure we get the old yellow and blue just once, and then we get it right. I'll tell you something, John. It looks great, innit?
He does look great. Look at the shoulders.
Yeah.
The man is jacked out of his brains.
Yeah, jacked. Yeah.
He really is, Stephen.
Yeah,
he's Hugh jacked. He's Jackman. He is a Jackman. He's like a fucking Jack. I was on his Instagram because he was floating about. Oh, for fuck's sake. Mind that gun. Jack. Come in for your dinner, Jack. Fucking clown. 6'5" clown. Thought he was hard, but he was fat. I digress. I was on Instagram. I hope he's watching. Fucking prick. I was on Instagram. He's not going to be, but if he is, I hope he is. He's a clown. Instagram. He was in Leeds. Yep. No, not Leeds. He was in Yorkshire.
Leeds.
He was in Yorkshire. And he was just randomly walking along road, Stephen, and looked at CINE and took a photograph of it. He were in Yorkshire. And I was like, what was Hugh Jackman doing in Yorkshire? It's mad. But he was floating around and I went down rabbit hole and Hugh Jackman's Instagram, monogram, and Stephen, he's very dedicated.
Yeah.
Very dedicated to his diet, very dedicated to keeping that physique like it is, building it. I seen an exercise video where he was doing his delts and his sort of shoulder work. The man is on another level. Physically, he's back to where he was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
7 years ago, whenever it was. I think it was 7, wasn't it, Logan? 2016, 2017. So this guy has really brought the discipline back. He's made a lot of sacrifices. He's put photos and videos up of his kids doing bacon. He can't eat any of it. He's living a very, very restrained and restricted life. And with that in mind, this question here, his future in the MCU. I know he's not saying he's going to have a future. I've kind of framed it that way because I'm a clown. Does he have a future in the MCU? I don't think he does. I don't see Hugh Jackman keeping this sacrifice up. The man's in his 50s now. It's a lot of work to get into that physical shape and maintain it.
Do you remember the conversation we used to have after Logan, and then the talk of potential? I think it was after the Fox buyout. We were saying they need to have our gap. They need to have this gap between the old X-Men films and the reboot, just to give whoever steps into the role a chance without a big shadow. Now, last year, Hugh Jackman fucks that up and appears in that trailer with Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds.
It's Ryan Reynolds' fault.
And it just means if they go down the road that we were hoping they'd go down, they're putting that whole reboot even further away now.
What I will say is that obviously with the multiversal stuff in the MCU and different iterations coming in, it opens the door for him to come in, and it's not too bad, because we did have your man John Krasinski coming in as...
Talk about that. The only time that's really worked for this multiverse is with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
And even then,
people
want Andrew Garfield back now, they want Tobey back.
Yeah. So. But the whole multiverse of madness thing was just shit.
Yeah. That sequence was fucking terrible as well, let's be honest. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Scarlet Witch. Brilliant character. Love what they did with WandaVision. Yeah. Patrick Stewart gets slapped. Don't get me wrong, that was probably the most visually impressive
probably something
scene.
to do with James Corden.
Yeah.
He probably told him bellies. I can see your belly.
Your belly. God almighty. You saying I'm saying belly? It doesn't strike me as the type of guy that would say belly.
No.
I can see your belly. Okay. We know he's fat. Who cares? He doesn't care. He's a stand-up comedian though, Patrick, and he will fucking rate you. Whether I rate him as a comedian is not really relevant. He's still a comedian, sharp, and he will destroy you. You do not dance with stand-up comedians, mate. It's not a battle you're going to win, ever. But you've chosen the battle well, because if you try to go after Francis Boyle or somebody like that, then he would fucking end you. He would send you to the shadow realm, mate. So you picked well, because he kind of restrained himself. He didn't want to make him look like a complete tit, which he could have done. And I'm a big fan of Patrick Stewart, I have to stress. I was a Jean-Luc Picard back the fucking right arm. Vastly more talented and brilliant guy than James Corden. It's not even the same ballpark.
And I've seen everything.
I've seen everything. That's what that felt like. That felt like a continuation of Extras, that whole moment. I could imagine Ricky Gervais penning that sequence.
Yeah.
That was like the better than all the rest. Come on. And he walks out, runs back because they've switched it off, grabs his hat and runs away again with that white fucking shirt tucked into those stonewashed jeans and the bastard and Fila fucking whatever it is trainers.
White trainers,
Oh my God. Probably New Balance, and now they're all the rage. Everyone's kicking about
high tech.
Fucking it probably was high tech. I don't think high tech's come back yet.
Reebok.
Reebok has come back.
Yeah.
Kinda. But where was I going with this? The sequence was very good in the Multiverse of Madness. The visual aspect of it, where the darkness is coming and she comes after him and boom, he's gone. Also the moment with the guy, something about one, he just has to open his mouth up and you'll be going, what mouth? It turns back to him and he's fucking
Head
great.
explodes,
Just brilliant.
I mean,
but the rest of it was shit.
There was moments, John, but
it was the one sequence though, Stephen.
In terms of obviously Wolverine coming back, we talked about it doesn't take anything away from the ending of Logan. That will always be its own isolated. And
it's a different version.
It'll always be its own isolated moment, that we can all remember. But excuse me, but I think in terms of coming back, I don't want him to come back. I didn't really want this to happen. I thought if I wanted this, I wanted it 10 years ago, or when we were doing the first Deadpool film, whenever that was, maybe 6, 7, 8 years ago. Not now, but they're doing it. I look forward to obviously seeing. Have we got an issue?
Well, it's 6 minutes behind the actual stream.
Strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
By the time you see this, we actually died. A plane crashed into the building.
For fuck's sake. I was watching videos of that today. Every time September 11th comes, my fucking YouTube.
John, I was watching some films. I was watching some clips. It just reminded me how horrendous
Stephen,
that was.
I actually discovered another angle. I'd never seen it before. It was an article and I went onto YouTube and searched the guy up from a boat.
Yeah.
looking, and he actually filmed the second plane coming in, and it was horrifying.
I've seen
It
the
really
street
was.
ones looking up.
Well, this one was shocking because you could hear the realisation in people's voices that the game had changed. It wasn't an accident, that something was happening. And it was fucking, it really was, man. Terrible what happened. You're just thinking of the people on the plane, people in the offices just going about their business.
You talk about Spider-Man,
Terrible.
John. I remember the promotion of the first Spider-Man film. They had to cut bits out that had obviously the Twin Towers in it, because that film came out obviously the year after. It was obviously in post-production at the time when that happened. Shows you how long ago it was, but never forgotten.
22 years.
But never forgotten, John.
Oh no, I don't remember the actual instant happening at the time. I was in school. But when I came out, obviously I get told, and you are, what's coming?
I think I think everyone was thinking that, weren't they? They were thinking
the books are getting ready.
Yeah, this is going to not end well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Terrible though.
John, I think this will be a one and done for Hugh Jackman. On the basis that he's not getting any younger. I don't think he wants. I think he's doing it. I think he's more than doing it just to shut Ryan Reynolds up more than anything. He's been desperate for this, and I get it. You know,
and it has to work now, though, Stephen. This film has to succeed.
It has to. Yeah.
And I've got full faith at Wild. I think the director's worked with Ryan now. He gets what he's looking
tonally,
for.
It has to work.
Ryan is in tune with this character, Wade. He just knows how to make the movie pop, and he will have trust in Hugh, and Hugh will have trust in Ryan. Yeah. And obviously, what was it, Levy? What's his name again? Shane Levy? Sean Levy. Yeah. They'll have trust that they can get this right tonally. And you know, we've seen it with the little videos they've done on social media that they bounce off of each other. They've got great charisma.
Yeah.
I just don't see any scenario whereby a Ryan Reynolds-led Deadpool movie doesn't succeed. Just based off of him alone, the antics he's going to get up to, it's going to be hilarious. If Disney just rein in the desire to neuter the movie and make it like a PG-13, if they can just let it be R-rated, then it'll work.
Yeah, I think they will, John. I think, do you know something? We were talking about the F-bomb being dropped in Guardians 3. I think that was deliberate. I think that was to test the water with audiences, with obviously the MCU. I think that might have been the first F-bomb in an MCU film.
I think it was, yeah.
So I think that was deliberate. I think it's for what's to come with Deadpool. Jennifer Garner's Elektra, John. I didn't know she was coming back for this.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, she's coming back. Yeah,
that's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while, hasn't it? I actually forgot she was Elektra.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, who was Elektra for me?
I don't know. I can't remember, John. But I mean, you're going back probably to when Ben Affleck was.
Yeah,
Daredevil. Yeah,
Daredevil. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I heard she was coming back. I actually forgot she was playing it. But I just think they'll get it right, Stephen. I think it'll be a fitting sort of bow out, if you like, once again for Hugh with the character. Yeah. And it scratches the itch of getting the sort of visually accurate comic book stuff in. Tonally it'll be different. It's a different iteration of the character as well, so it doesn't, as you say, shit on top of Logan and what came before. And then it'll be off to pastures now. He'll step away. Yeah. Because it's just too much of a physical commitment.
Yeah,
to maintain that shape.
Want to move on eventually, John. They will. And
Steve, let's not beat about the bush as well. He's in his 50s. He's went from being in very good shape and lean to putting all that muscle on.
Yeah.
As someone who's done weight training in his 20s and in his 30s, I know how hard it is. You're not putting that amount of muscle on in your 50s, man. The man is definitely doing cycles, and there's nothing wrong with it. Loads of actors do it.
Yeah.
A lot of younger actors do it. And that's putting strain on your physical health as well. You can go to the best doctors and get the best advice, but there's always a degree of risk. Yeah. And this guy's got a family. He's not going to want to keep putting risk and strain on his body long term. So
I think as well, John, he doesn't want to keep saying he's done with the character, then keep coming back. That just becomes a bit pathetic as well. Yeah. You know, John, it's nearly been 10 years since Days of Future Past. I thought that was peak.
It's fucking crazy.
Wolverine for me, physically. Yeah. I thought it was just incredible.
I mean, the first X-Men or second X-Men movie, when he's walking down the corridor and he's just so wide.
Yeah.
It's just a joke. So lean. Unbelievable.
And as I said, John, I
think
studio will need some breathing space between Hugh Jackman's Wolverine and the new person coming in. That person needs some breathing space. That person needs to know that there is going to be a gap. That's fantastic, isn't it? Phenomenal.
I think you may be right though, Stephen.
Yeah, it was definitely Days of Future Past. I felt
he was just shredded out his fucking mind, wasn't he?
Yeah, and I just think...
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
just incredible. Look at that. Just a joke.
Yeah, an absolute...
I mean, I've tried to get into shape numerous times. I've got reasonable, but never anywhere near that.
Well, he said... he did say, John, that it took its toll. I think he was suffering terrible migraines with the diet and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I can imagine that.
You just can't. You just cannot eat what you want.
No.
You can't eat carbs. You can't eat anything. You're so restricted.
Yeah.
It's just, you're miserable. You can eat a lot of food, but it has to be... It's just neutered. It's not an enjoyable experience long term.
Yeah, X-Men in terms of the slate hasn't been announced. Just coming soon, isn't it? Like the Fantastic Four, they are coming at some point, but they've not actually confirmed when. I think it'll be a little while. I think perhaps maybe the Fantastic Four will come before the X-Men.
I would actually just leave the X-Men until they're rebooting the entire thing. I'd tell the Fantastic Four story maybe to tie things off. Stephen, after these last two Avengers movies that are coming up in the next 5 years, or whatever it is, 3 years, I'd just call it.
I think they have to draw a line at some point, because I think
there's so many great stories involving Captain America, Steve Rogers,
that you can't
Iron Man,
because
and the
actor's
X-Men.
age. Yeah. Chris Hemsworth's going to be the next. He's not wanting to do that forever.
No, he's not. And again, he's done this Hogan movie, and Stephen, he's obviously been into the whole DNA thing.
I'm surprised they've still got Ruffalo, the way they treated that character.
I know.
That's another story.
But Hemsworth went into the whole DNA thing and discovered he's got a higher chance, I think, a genetic thing, DNA thing, what do you call it again? Chromosome? Right. Something like that gives him a higher chance of getting Alzheimer's.
Right, okay.
And he's also wanting to rein in some of the things he's doing just now, lifestyles, to just relax and eat properly and lower the risk of that happening. He says he's potentially stepping away from acting.
Very much like Hugh Jackman. He's committed to the role, John.
Yeah.
But you can only do it for so long. Your body, your years catch up with you. Let's not, ignore it. It does, and as you said, Hugh Jackman's in his 50s. He must be mid-50s.
I think he's about 53.
Yeah.
I don't actually know.
I just think, I mean, he's been a big part of our lives for the last 2 decades in this role.
Yeah, absolutely,
Steve. I think...
He's 54.
54, yeah.
I'm up for 55.
Yeah.
So you're right.
I mean, he'll want to take some time out as well, away from acting as well. The guy's just...
he's a cool cat.
Yeah.
Cool guy.
And it's not like he's not tried other things. He's obviously went and done musicals.
He's one of those sort of trifecta actors, isn't he, Steve, where he can sing, dance and act. He can do it all.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
One of the rare actors in Western spheres that can perform like an Indian superstar actor. Like a telepathy, like a potentially Shah Rukh. I don't know if Shah Rukh can dance, but he can dance, he can act and he can sing. He's one of those rare guys. Taron Egerton, who we were watching, can sing, dance and act. There's not many. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He can't dance for shit. He can't dance for shit. Don't get me wrong, I loved that. I really did enjoy that film. I can't remember the film. The one with Vijay Sethupathi playing it wasn't his son, but he tried to fool them into.
It was the one I can't remember.
It's not Pizza, it was the other one. It began with a P though.
Can't remember.
But I really enjoyed. I loved the music in that film. There was a dance sequence. It was
a good film,
fucking terrible for Camp. He couldn't dance. The man's in his 80s. But I really enjoyed it. It was almost like Latin American music. It was really, really good. I did enjoy that movie. But yeah, Hugh's one of those sort of trifecta actors. He can do it all. So we know if he steps away, come what may, this guy's got a future. He's a hugely talented individual. Peta. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I liked it.
I did. How's that rated? I'm intrigued.
Yeah, let's see.
If it's below 7, I'll be shocked.
7.2.
7.2, I think that's fair.
I thought it was a good film, yeah.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. A lot of twists, visually brilliant. And for a guy of his age to be acting...
I actually forgot he was in that.
He was Nawasuddin in it. I didn't even know who Nawasuddin Siddiqui was at that point.
We didn't know who he was at that point, yeah.
He played the villain, didn't he? Did he play the villain? I think he did. Yeah, I think he played the villain.
Yeah, Vijay Sethupathi was
It was the guy with the sort of mask, wasn't it? The oxygen mask. Yeah. He was the proper son or whatever. The guy that was above Vijay Sethupathi. Now I remember. Yeah. Stephen, I remember you posted that thing up about Nawasuddin. I'm like, that's fucking Nawasuddin.
I knew right away. He was younger, obviously. Yeah.
I think that was from Gangs of Wasseypur.
I think so, because I've seen that scene. Yeah. I've seen it. I know that.
Speaking about him as well, what a fucking actor he is. Just incredible.
Al Pacino of India, yeah.
I said Harvey Keitel meets Al Pacino.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable actor. So I need to watch more of him. He's another one that is gold. But look, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done this stage, yeah.
That's nearly an hour again. It's extraordinary. It really is.
Yeah.
Never in a million years I thought this would be a 35-minute, 40-minute show, but you never underestimate our propensity for the dialogue, for discussion. And when it just flows off piece sometimes, you're talking about Shah Rukh Khan's daughter, and then you're going off and talking about other things. Well, I mean, she's a very good-looking lady. She really is. There's no two ways about it. I looked up Shah Rukh's wife. She's older now, so's Shah Rukh, but they're both very good-looking humans, so it stands to reason going to produce good-looking fucking children. And look, his son's got a bit about him as well. He's got a good, strong hairline. I think he's a bit of a rascal. There was news, I seen something about him being in jail or something. I don't know if that was a movie part or real life, but it stands to reason. I digress that when you've got parents who look like that, you really have to be really unlucky at the genetic fucking sort of, I don't know, ugly stick. You'd need to be really, really unlucky to be an ugly bastard when Shah Rukh's your dad. And they're not. So well done. Rich and beautiful. What a life. I wouldn't know what that's like.
What a video.
What a video. Crash. Bang. Wallop. What a video. I digress. What's your thoughts on Jawan? What was the context of this? Opening number 2. It's been that long since we spoke about it. Number 2, worldwide in the box office. The number 2 grossing movie in the worldwide box office. That's a better way of framing it. What's your thoughts on it? Have you been to see Jawan? How many times have you been to see it? Did you go to a 5 a.m. screening? I'd like to know what the energy was like in that 5 a.m. showing. That would be very intriguing. I'd like to see video footage of that.
I did laugh, John. We were checking to see if it was an IMAX, and we already covered an article saying it was.
Was it an IMAX?
Just came in with that. It was a few weeks ago, to be fair.
I remember that then. Oh, I remember it. Oh, it's not an IMAX.
So one with 3D glasses on Eclipse.
It's a great fucking thumbnail you did. Better than the shit I'm putting out.
I should have
Makes me wonder, why the fuck did Stevens ask me to take over the clip thumbnails? I'm like, why?
I'm terrible at it.
Fucking one you did for that. One was incredible.
It's like,
streets ahead, anything I put
probably 1
out.
out of 30 I do right.
All I do is a diagonal green line.
Gradient. I don't know what's going on.
Steve, have me saying fucking green gradient line, diagonal line, 2 images, semi-relate, and then boom, put out a text, and that's it. Move on. Laziness personified.
I can't do the hair. That's it. Cutouts for the hair's just.
Oh, you've got to get the pen tool.
James Gunn is a nightmare.
Oh, yes, a fucking nightmare. I put James Gunn in the front of one of mine, and I'm like, why do I keep fucking headlining things with this guy?
It's like cutting out Robert Meyer Burnett.
Fucking hair. Yeah. He always spikes his hair up, the fucker. It's a nightmare to cut out.
Hair's terrible.
Oh, it's dreadful.
You end up, when you're cutting out, it looks like Bart Simpson's hair.
He looks like fucking your man from Limp Bizkit, the lead singer of Limp Bizkit. Did he have spiky hair? I think he's a baldy now. I don't think he was back then. It was like a poor 2000s fucking haircut.
Yeah, so start
double barrel
James.
name, fucker from American Pie. You know what I'm talking about? Stifler. He had the spiky hair.
Yeah.
It's a pure fucking
Stifler. I don't know.
Stifler.
He did have a double barrel name.
Yeah, he has, yeah. He's a great He's actually a great guy.
Can't remember his name.
Stifler actor. Stifler's mom. Fucking hell.
Steve
Sean
Stifler.
William Scott.
Sean
William Scott. He's actually a really fucking brilliant guy.
Yeah.
I've seen interviews with
American Pie, American Pie 2, American Pie.
Stephen, I'm not even going to lie, man. I was the demographic for that. Maybe I wasn't actually in 1999. I was 10. But I fucking loved those films.
Yeah.
I loved them, man. I'm not even going to sit here and deny it. I probably rated like 5 out of 10. But I fucking loved them. 7 out of 10. I really did. I enjoyed the American Pie movies. That was the era for that shit, though.
Yeah.
Dude,
Where's My Car?
Dude, Where's My Car? I loved that as well. That
Road Trip was another one, wasn't it? Yeah.
Road Trip. And
I think he was in all of them.
You had like, God, what was that fucking song that was out?
Teenage Dirtbag.
Yeah, but it was another one. Seen it on the fucking Geographic Channel or something like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Is it All Star?
No, that's another one.
No. It's just that period. Yeah, it was just a period and all that.
On the Discovery Channel. I don't know. Fucking hell. It was like one about getting down dirty, man. I'm like, that's the era for it.
Yeah.
Some 41 fucking, I don't know.
182.
.182. That was the era. What a fucking time. I digress. Jawan, it's performed well in the box office in its opening weekend. What's your thoughts on Shah Rukh Khan potentially hitting the 1,000 crore mark? Not once but twice in the same calendar year. First time it's been done by all accounts. He's a fucking absolute goldmine at the box office, is Shah Rukh. Share your thoughts down below about that. But Wolverine's future in the MCU, anything you feel compelled to share can be put down below in the comment section. Tis the place to share your thoughts.
Tis
the season to be jolly. That'll be coming around shortly. Brilliant. I'll be having a fucking breakdown. Just watch me turn into a fucking mess gradually over the next 3 months. Watch me physically become a frail, old-looking man and just mentally losing my mind.
You have 2 successful YouTube channels by that point, John. You'll be okay.
Watch me get off a cliff. Yeah. Share your thoughts down below about that. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to get notifications straight to your eyeballs, follow button, notifications button on Twitch, like and follow over on the Spotify podcast. Until the next time, thank you to CINE for coming in and commenting, everyone that's come in and watched. We're done though. Bye-bye.
Long pause.